it touches, I think, upon a fundamental human experience. You know, humanity was given the possibility of paradise, the fullness of life, but because of bad choices, that fullness of life was wasted. You know, all of humanity, each one of us is susceptible to sin. Pope Francis tells us we're all sinners, and we are. We're surrounded by it, and we're even born into it. We're born into a world full of sin. And I think that we're also all aware that in each of us, we realize that we're not really whole. We're not really complete. There's a part of us that holds back from God and the life that God calls us to. In a way, I think that's what original sin is really all about. There's a part of us that holds back from God, that sets limits. You know, a part of us that says yes to God, but it's an incomplete yes. You know, many times it's a yes, but. We don't always give ourselves fully to the fullness of life that's offered to us. You know, we build up barriers, don't we? But our God is limitless and sets out to demolish those barriers, you know, those boundaries that we humans set up for ourselves. And our God, who pulls down these barriers and boundaries that people build up or put up, wants us to break barriers as well. Barriers with each other, barriers with God. You know, somewhere on earth, from someone, there had to be an answer in response to God's word. Our God wanted to hear the answer yes. Not an incomplete yes, but a whole yes. And one of the greatest, I think, 20th century theologians, Bernard Lonergan, who was a Canadian Jesuit, said it this way. He said, "A word of consent is necessary if heaven is to be accepted by earth. It must be a yes beyond all separation, all divisions and distinctions. It must be a yes that knows no conditions and boundaries. And so this word of consent, this yes, can only be given out of love." And that's, I think, what this feast, the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception of Mary is all about. Through Mary, God sets the stage for his Son to come to earth. God begins the process of turning back the forces of sin, which have affected all of humanity from the beginning. And through Mary, God lovingly created a woman who would be able to say yes, without any ifs, ands, or buts, without any boundaries. God created in Mary a human heart that is so open to him that he can enter it without limits. So through Mary, God prepared the world for Jesus. And that's what it means, I think, to say that Mary was preserved from original sin. The good news for us is that Mary's yes to God echoes throughout the whole world, even today. Her yes started the process of the breaking down of those barriers between God and humanity. It marked a new beginning. As St. Paul tells us in the second reading, we've been given every spiritual blessing in the heavens. So my hope and my prayer for each of us this afternoon as we continue with our Eucharist is that inspired by Mary's complete acceptance of God into her life and encouraged by the favor that God showed her, that each one of us, that we're able to look forward with hope during this Advent season for the many ways that God is seeking to be born in each one of us over and over and over